Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I just had a little weird thing happen with the new Streamlabs setup, so hopefully everyone can hear me. Anyhow, I am Aaron, better known on Board Game Arena as webberaj, and welcome to Open Table. If you're new to this or just catching the VOD on YouTube, Open Table is an all-player commentary stream. I do this once a week. I'm joined always by three other expert players from the BGA community. We're just going to play a game on training mode, talk through the game openly. If you're newer to the game, it should just give you a good idea of like how stronger players and experts are thinking through moves as they're doing them. Today's game is going to be on fjords again with landscapes. We've been doing quite a bit of this in the past, but we're all having a lot of fun with it. So it's this season's arena settings for BGA. So that's what we've got going on. I'm just going to quickly introduce the other players around the table, and then we can get started. But just give me 1 second. I have had a weird thing happen with Streamlabs, and the screen's apt to flick here for a second. So just give me 1 sec. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Hopefully everyone can hear me and it hasn't messed up the stream too much. I'm just going to give it a second for the chat to refresh. Okay, so I think we're all good. I'm just going to jump over to introduce the players that are around the table today. So we've got Fulmi from Italy, who's coming back on. We had him on, I think, sometime over the summer, so it's great to have him back. snakeixir joining us for the first time from New Zealand. And then Logus, who's been on a bunch in the past, joining us from Brazil. So awesome table today. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. And yeah, say hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
As per usual, folks, with the levels and stuff, I've done my best prior to starting this up in a little sound check to make sure everyone's levels are okay relative to one another. But if you think someone needs to go up relative to another player, just like hit me up in chat for that. Cool. So without further ado, I'll jump over to the game board. We can get this started and then break down the setup. snakeixir, do you want to start the game?
Yep, I've started it.
Cool.
Just saying, another reason why we do fjords and landscapes so much is because it's like the best settings.
Right.
In my opinion.
You're a big fan of this, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
So even though I'm in second seat, can I evaluate the setup and have some help?
Absolutely. Yeah, tackle it for sure.
So the main things that I see are big building. Round 5 means you probably want to maybe build, or you can build your stronghold if it gets you points. I feel like most factions, or maybe build their sanctuary just to get a little bit of points if they don't have it already. It seems like a round that's not too hard to hit, but won't be incredibly high scoring. Dwelling round 6 is interesting. If you can free up some dwellings, maybe even see the sanctuary stronghold round as more of a trading post round. You can hit it quite hard. Maybe Earth 1 would be pretty good in this setup. TP round 4 makes me think more. I don't really know what that is. That's kind of okay for all factions. Town round 3, I feel like most factions maybe could get 1, but it could be a little bit hard. And then Temple round 1, Stronghold round 2 is somewhat natural. If you don't really like strongholds, you can just build your sanctuary. Bonus tiles, there's no 6 coins. That doesn't really mean tons. There's maybe a bit less coins than normal. No worker power means that second seat doesn't get a great bonus tile unless they like temp ship or big building. And what's the other one that there's missing? Oh, ship scoring.
Yeah.
Ship scoring basically isn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that much unless it's a really shippy faction like alchemists.
I disagree on the selection of bond tiles. I think there are plenty of good. There are 4 good bond tiles here, so everyone's going to be happy. 2 workers, spade, priest, especially with the priest coins for priest, and then another cult. We got 2 spades in the cults, and shipping because there are plenty of factions that can use shipping. I think there's a game for every faction, for every seat here. In terms of factions, the setup screams engineers to me, like because of a bit lower coin, because 2 temple start is good for them, and then the stronghold, they're strong in round 5 with some bridges, and you usually need bridges in this map for engineers. It's also great, and most factions can't have economy can burn down their economy with the TPs in round 4. Usually they want round 5 or round 6, except for engineers. Round 4 TPs are really good for them.
Mm-hmm.
So engineers to me like it looks like a really strong pick here.
Yeah,
Uh,
also Earth Spade.
and Darklings can also be fine,
Mm-hmm.
right? With the Temple and Sanctuary in round 2 and probably the Town in round 3. Because they get the digs easily. Um, I don't like round 5 stronghold for them. I usually like round 6 stronghold for Darkness. But it's still it's nice to have an early sanctuary or stronghold because of the 1/6, right? The 2-worker best style.
Yep.
Yeah, round 5 does seem a bit too early for me as well.
Yeah, Cause Magicians couldn't be fine here, but I'm kind of looking at engineers being good, and I'm not so sure about TM.
What are you thinking, Fulmy?
Yeah, I was thinking also mermaids,
Okay.
maybe Earth 1 beat all your TPs in round 4. Because there's no bonus 10, no shipping points.
No shipping
Yeah,
points
I
that
don't-
point you towards
But
Earth 1 a
late
bit more.
dwellings I don't like that much from mermaids.
Uh-huh.
I don't like mermaids because usually they want more coins and less worker in the setup, right? Because they usually can spread workers easily. And then you look at Pawn 6, you're not gonna make an early sanctuary stronghold, and Pawn 6 is just good for everyone else, but not
Yeah.
for you. It feels bad.
Both
for
with
mermaids.
scoring and extra workers that you don't want. Yeah, I agree.
But on the flip side, Swarmings are fine here. They usually want the temple early, then the sanctuary, then the town in the third round. It's like the first 3 rounds just scream Swarmings to me.
Yep.
You would like the ship VP to be in, but
Do you for
well,
swarmlings, or is there an argument that like I know you can do shipping swarmlings, but that feels like that's like one strategy that you don't need to go down. And if you're not going down the shipping scoring, then isn't there an argument to be made that swarmlings don't want it to be in because they don't want other people to have a scoring mechanism that they don't have access to?
I completely disagree with that.
Okay.
Including my last win in the Fire and Ice ladder, they did not allow me to touch Pawn 6 even once. The
Yeah.
2-worker best tile, and I scored mostly off the shipping tile.
Okay.
Right? You just want good passing tiles as Swarmies.
Fair enough.
And here your only options are the 2 workers and the 1 worker with the TP. If you have a third option, it's much harder for people to block you.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting to
I
put
went with Darklings.
Darklings in first seat, followed by Nomads in second. Nomads, I find, are like always a fun faction on, well, a lot of maps, but this map is just great. They're just like in the center of a lot of stuff. They usually get good leech. There's a lot of cool stuff going on for them.
I'm a bit worried
As
about
I
Nomads.
said to you, but not to the people on the stream, I think that my main approach for putting factions into the auction is find one that I think has a fancy and fun game plan, and then maybe not necessarily bid on it too much unless the game plan's actually really good, and then if I get it, I can do the game plan. If I don't, I can see what other people want to do with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
Well,
like
my
Darklings
concern-
here. One thing that I look at a lot in when picking a faction, especially early in seat order, is like how the pass tiles are have to break down. I think most of the time the spade and the 2-worker tile are most likely apt to go probably in fourth and third seat. Like if swarmlings are in, they might in fourth seat they might take the big building, and spade goes to third seat. Like that's a possibility. Bond 6, the 2-worker tile might go into second seat, but I think most likely like second seat has temp ship or a priest. So first seat has to be prepared to take temp ship, and temp ship is one of those bonus tiles where it's like pretty awesome as an opener for lots of factions, but it's just not that helpful at all to other factions. So it's sort of contextual. And Darklings here, I mean, there's stuff they can do with temp ship, but I don't think it's really what they're after necessarily is extra range. So like for me, Darklings in second seat are a lot safer. I think what Darklings want in first seat is to see something like Witches or Orin that are apt to want temp ship, which means they probably get a priest in first seat. Or then they just get 2 workers, which is insane. So I think Darklings are looking for a green faction to be in that's apt to take that temp ship tile.
Yeah.
And if not,
That seemed like
yeah.
I dislike nomads here because the good tiles for them are the spade and the two workers, and they are not sure to get either of those. They will probably get priest or temp ship,
Yeah,
but it's yeah, I guess they have to start CA to use that shipping, right?
and get a
They
single
have to.
spade. Yeah,
So I get a single spade to C7, go to A8 or B6 and A12.
yeah,
Hopefully choose spade. It's a bit tricky to be nomads here.
yep.
You have to hope you get the. You are also fine with two workers, I guess, but mm, it's weird being nomads in second seat. I expected nomads in third or fourth because nomads I do like the pick because TPs in round four they are a faction that can actually burn their economy down with TPs because their TPs are great.
Question is, am I just like I like Swarmlings here? I agree that Chaos Magicians have some play. Um, One thing, just going back to the ship VP thing, the other reason I actually like Darklings here is, and Logus, tear this apart if you don't like this analysis. Like, this is what this is for. But I like, with setups with Darklings, I like to not use my priests for shipping. I like to get on temp ship once in the game to get me onto a third landmass to start developing structures for for sort of your third town. So like with Darklings, I like yeah, you want the two worker tile in, the priest is nice, the track is good, but also there's temp ship is in and ship VP is not in, which to me that particular
Uh,
combination kind of screams Darklings a little bit to me.
that works in base map. In this map, I'm not so sure that you can get the third town with one-time temp shipping. I think you're gonna have to have one shipping anyway. And in
Okay.
this map, usually I see the best strategy for Darkness is actually cutting through G4 to go to make
Yeah,
a right the third town in the west because it's hard to get neighbors in the
it
south.
is.
If green is in, you might get the neighbor, but you have to cut F7 really fast to get your sanctuary town in G8, F7, G7.
Yeah, it's super tricky. Otherwise, you end up bridging and then just two towning. So you need F7. You need to develop. You need to upgrade over there in the Eastern Fjord, and then you
Yeah,
need
but
to. Yeah, it is. It's tricky. You're right.
but I agree that in general as darkness you don't want to see the ship PvP. You don't want to put your resources into that. But
I
it can work in this map because the black has such a good shipping route, right? With E10, A10, C5, A6. You always see that as alchemists.
Yeah. Um, in my experience, I actually used to do like Darklings, just going like that, and then maybe a bridge town or something, and then just something else somewhere. But I actually had this game where I'm pretty sure I threw away a very good score and a win, partly because I got such an amazing end of round three, but I actually think it was better to like ship up to C4, C5, A6, A10, E10. I think I went to E3, got to the west,
Mm-hmm.
maybe G2, and I just got so many structures
Mm-hmm.
from shipping that I didn't really think I needed the third town. Maybe it would have been better, but I didn't really have much priests, really, so shipping seemed better, and there was shipping scoring in the game.
Right.
I'm tempted to put Swarmlings in, but
Yeah, I hope Witches was okay and not just a boring pick. I was playing a game with Nerdcube yesterday, and he talked about like I've been opening Stronghold a lot on this map with Witches, and he's been talking a lot about how he thinks actually like a Temple opening is generically better for Witches, and he likes a Stronghold in round two, and sort of talked about how to make that happen. I mean, it's tricky to do. So I just saw that in the track and thought like yeah, if I get witches here, I'm actually gonna try like a temple opening and then talk through how you get your stronghold out round two and then get an F free air worker. That's basically the beginning of the end. Um, can I use all caps to celebrate if Weber opens water too? Yes, yes. You can break the all caps rules if I open water too. So Lucas, what are you thinking here? I kind of made a tricky color wheel. It looks like you have to sandwich Swarmlings, or you can go NG versus Witches.
yeah, dwarves are also really good in this map. There's no ship PvP. There are plenty of workers in the past
Workers round
tiles.
5, yeah.
Yeah, and their stronghold in round 5 can actually work, and you can actually compensate. I think I'm actually putting in dwarves
Dwarves?
here.
Okay. Yep. I'm super down for talking through gray-green and how we're supposed to sort that stuff out.
It's also because dwarves have a good leech position in E8, and probably in G4 as well. So they're sure to get a lot of leech this game.
Yeah, this is tricky.
Aegis would have to go D1 to make sure they connect, but dwarves don't have to. They can just start on G4 and get leech from nomads and darkness.
Right. So, what are you guys thinking for bidding here and for opening stuff?
Dwarves get the spade, and they are really good in this map. They have lots of tunnels, so I'm pretty sure they are not a 30 faction. Witches are probably getting the temp ship, I guess, if you're going to the temple and grab the
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because they can open temp ship, and then nomads just get the 2-worker tile, which they probably don't use, and then they're giving darklings the priest. The other option is bonus 6 is just sitting there for witches. Should they just open Stronghold, or should they take a worker's action and try the Stronghold Temple Dwelling fiasco, which sounds very strong, but for some reason it's not worked out for me in the past. It could just been for other like game reasons, but
it's tricky. I think you do need the temple early in this game, but I'm not sure. No, you actually don't, because the cults are split, right? So the priest is gonna become one spade, the best case scenario. Right? If you look at the cults, you don't get like a double compensation, right? You're just one priest becomes just a single reward. So I'm not sure the starting with the temple is necessary, but hey, it's 4 points, right? 4 points, and it can't be bad. It's a temple.
What do you guys think of Stronghold Temple opening for witches? And if you do that, I guess it's supposed to just be Earth 1, but then that feels very poor. But
I don't think it's.
But if I go double econ, Logus is just going to yell at me. So
no, I'm going to yell at you. I don't think it's very poor because since you use the temp shipping, you will still have all your power. You can still grab coins or workers as you want and make the strong one in round 2. But yeah, I also put in dwarves so that witches wouldn't be so strong, right? Because usually they're very strong with just taking E8. So I wanted to balance that out a bit.
So you're going.
No, I go with witches.
I think
a sucker for witches.
I think nomads are the 30 faction here.
They're the 30 faction. Whoa.
Yeah, one faction is the 30 faction, right?
Sure.
I think it must be nomads, but I'm not sure. Because I don't see
not
an
dwarves?
easy game plan for them.
I mean,
no, dwarves are definitely not the 30 faction here.
Yeah, I was thinking about dwarves or witches.
I think darklings, like, they have no. Well, this is a classic. Darklings have no color neighbors, and there's immediately pressure on H4.
They have no color neighbors. They will probably get the priest or 2 workers.
Well, that's the thing. If witches get temp ship, I'm pretty into darklings in first seat with no color neighbors that start with a priest or 2 workers. Like, sign me up for that. But if I'm starting with cult coins, and then I don't know.
I don't think cult coins are bad for them. I mean, if you can just choose to forego, you can just send your priest to air, and then use the code to air and grab air 2, and then you're gonna get plenty of workers in round 2.
What's your open as darklings though? Like G6 and H4 are just nasty hexes to get taken by witches and nomads, and they're not always nomads and witches' respective priority hexes, but it's always hard to know. Like, well, I guess
that's the thing about being the first seed, right? You just place on G8 and you wait and see.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like kind of worried about darklings. Like, I would say they're the best because they're darklings and this is a good setup for them. But
if people close you in,
so if it looks like G6 is or H4 is under really high threat, probably G6, they can just dig it first move. It does mean missing out on Earth 1 though, so not sure how much I like that either.
For who?
Worst case scenario, I don't think you care a lot about Earth 1 as darkness in this setup, but worst case scenario, you can actually start on G3, right? You first place on G8, wait and see if there's too much pressure on G6 and H4, start on G3 and make 2 towns in the west, right? Because dwarves are probably going to neighbor in G4, and you can use your temp shipping to go to F2 maybe with the priest. The problem will be neighbors, getting neighbors there later. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I
for
saw
Darklings,
Myoblast have an amazing, I think it was G3, G5 Darklings game.
yeah, I've seen that.
I actually think I think I won that game as the Giants, which was strange because it's the Giants. But he came like 1 point behind or something. So
Hmm. So you guys are just jumping right over to dwarves and witches. This is very interesting. Um, just talking through Darkling stuff, like I love the idea of getting a sanctuary town on the G8, F7, G7 stretch in here. But I just know that if I end up on Darklings here, what I'm really hoping for is the two workers with the priest, which I don't trust Fulmy to give me. So I'm trying to evaluate that. And then just getting the workers or the second priest action. And now this is the other thing. Temple round 1 with coins and all that kind of stuff. I'm the worst cult player in the world with Darklings. My preference is getting like the two worker tile, pretty much first actioning the priest and just getting G6 and H4. And then just if I just like my dream opening with Darklings is basically just a temple on G5 for fire 1 and then getting 2 dwellings out on H4 G6 and just securing that quickly. That's your round 3 town basically. Um, I don't know. And then
Yeah.
and not sending a priest off.
Yeah, I don't like
But
sending priests to cults as darklings.
also, I mean, I feel like everyone's probably gonna yell at me, but it's training mode, so I'm just gonna go with the faction that I think is the funnest line.
I was wondering if this might.
Yeah, I
I
can.
was wondering if this might happen. Okay. So I am just going to go G8 and then we'll let the table see what's going on. One thing that I just want to go back to, and it might all just happen a little too quickly for us to unpack it, but Jekyll brings up a really important point that is something that you totally want to be trying to break down in the setup here is like who gets the big building tile in round 2. And Jekyll, like I don't know because I don't know who's taking it. Like dwarves aren't taking it. Witches might. Nomads might. There's some chance, given the temple coin round, that nomads actually prefer. Like, there's a small chance Darklings get it. There's a decent chance. Like, so there's 3 players that could get it, and it's really hard to know. I think for me, how that's gonna break down. If there was like one faction that was definitely going to take it here, I might try to like in the auction evaluation count people's round 1s a little bit to try to get a sense of like what power actions are people taking, who's going to have a long round, and therefore who's apt to be able to pass on to that. But with 3 different factions that all might want it, like Fulmy might just take it here. You know, like it's just very
Yeah, I
difficult for
don't
me to
know.
know. I don't know either.
I'm tempted by the Stronghold Temple line. I don't wanna be boring. Also temp sheep.
Can we talk a bit about the opening placements? Because this is another take I have on gray green, and once again, I want you guys to tear this to pieces if you don't like this. If I'm witches and the plan with witches here is to take the big building tile because you're opening stronghold, I'm starting on F3 and I'm flying to F5.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And like I love doing that with engineers. Like engineers or dwarves either see G4 to you, in which case you want F3, or they start on G4 and you just get to box them in, and then you still get F5. Now it's a little different if blue is in the game, but black is not going to double dig F5. Like you're going to get F5 kind of thing. And yeah.
Now this is hard. I didn't think I'd be getting the big building. I thought witches would take it.
Yeah, this is why I was afraid of nomads, right? To get a pastime that they don't really want right now.
I like both the big building and the priest though. Or I feel like I have a potential game plan for both big building and the priest. I don't know if they're good at all, but as I said, it's training mode, so there's like nothing at stake apart from embarrassment. So I'm just gonna go with the fanciest and funnest line possible, which to me is take the priest, hope that Darkling's part have round the same length
yeah,
as you,
that's
and then
way
try
too
to
good
get
for
big building around
Darkness.
two.
Yeah, my concern is that it's way too good for Darkness to have the 2 workers there. But we'll see.
So what I'm thinking right now is, do I first action dig H4, or do I just upgrade on G5 and try to get more leech?
How greedy are you feeling?
Well, fairly greedy. The other thing is I lose H4 if nomads decide that what they want to do is sell themselves out for single spade and also not upgrade. And do they do that? I mean, the other thing is that I only lose leech from nomads, assuming they upgrade on F4. If nomads upgrade on H5, then I get the same amount of leech building a dwelling as opposed to a trading post. I get the same amount from dwarves if dwarves upgrade on G4. So I'm losing it from witches and possibly nomads. This is assuming the power parity is on the Western Fjord, which I actually don't know. You guys might want to upgrade your structures elsewhere. So it's complicated. The other thing is I can also just upgrade and try to open Sanctuary, but I like securing hexes more. So I'm actually just going to do this.
Now I have one more thing to think about. My intended game plan. Yeah, I'll just build the TP. One thing is, I see nomads as my second worst faction.
Oh, really?
I think. I don't know. Looking at my games, Chaos Editions are the worst by far, and the other ones are somewhat equal. And this is kind of the thing that I was sort of worried about. My intended game plan was to try and take the priest action.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just happy with double dig now.
What were you going to do with an extra
And maybe
priest?
this means that I grab Earth 1 because it's safe, and I don't build because none of the hexes that I want to dig are under any imminent threat, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I want to dig H6 or one of the ones in the middle. I feel like E6 is basically no one wants E6. D3 dwarves might take,
Yep.
but it seems somewhat low risk. H6 is also pretty low risk, but potentially could be more important than the rest of them, so I feel like I'm going to go with H6.
Okay.
And I won't build because I'm going to get Earth 1.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, like, a lot of people prefer to build a dwelling and just get the tempo, or just open with an econ favor and try to squeak out, another temple if they want Earth 1 later. But I actually, don't mind this line from you, Snake, to just maybe send that priest off to Earth, take Earth 1 this round.
Yeah, another thing is Darklings are having a long round, and that's good. So I want to have a long round too to get on the big building tile. I don't know whether my rounds have anything too long. Darklings still have 2 moves at least. I think it's probably just 2 more moves. So maybe I probably should have built the dwelling if I really wanted the big building tile, but I think it's fine. The big building tile I might just pass on to anyway, even though I don't really want to miss out on a 3-spot, 2 power and 2 coins. Maybe the hexes that I want to secure, the yellows aren't under any threat, so maybe it would be better for me to just priest to Earth next action and then see what Darklings. Whether Darklings just like rush the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Or whether I should just build the 2 dwellings. The 2 dwellings would be. They're actually probably the same for economy. The 2 dwellings is like 1 extra worker. The priest is getting a 3 spot, getting 2 power, and getting 2 coins. In comparison to the 2 spot next round. I might get the 3 spot next round, but I think I'm probably getting the 2 spot next round. I don't know who's going to take the 3 spot, but it's a pretty high value cult. Someone should probably take the 3 spot.
Logus, what are you thinking about how this round went versus what you think maybe should have happened? Or
It's pretty okay so far. I think me and Witches both just said, nah, Earth 1 is not important. There's enough past tiles. Well, plus we want our economy to be good enough to actually compete on network and compete on other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to think here is, am I taking a power action this turn? I can just take coins. I also am trying to figure out where I'm upgrading. My line is like, I love what I was able to do here with just getting the priest but doing what I did. But of course, now I have the joy of upgrading to a level 3 structure against already developed temples. You know what I mean? Am I giving Logus 9 power between now and next round? That doesn't seem fun. G6 is slightly less power to my opponents, and also if I upgrade it now, I get a little bit more from nomads before they secure H6. That's one line I'm thinking, is TPing there now.
I'd go G6.
G6 has to be correct.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think G8 gives by far the least leech, but it's very risky because if witches decide that they actually want F7, which I think they do, there's no point having your sanctuary there because it's going to be a 4 hex town if you bridge to I7, or it could just be not a town.
Yeah, and I also want my round 3 town, and this is how I do it.
Yeah. The round 3 town is something I'd think about, but it's probably good.
Oh, interesting. Single spade. I thought, Fulmy, you were just going to take coins from me. And like the reason I didn't want to build on G6 right away was because I thought I would lose out on coins. And then I thought Logus might single spade. The thing I'll be interested to see here, Fulmy, is like, do you use your range to get a dwelling on G9 this round and 3 worker convert? And
Yeah. I think yes.
And if you're gonna 3 worker convert, you might as well just take the workers. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, you've taken single spade and workers this round, Fulmy, but you still you technically have enough power going into next round still, like to take a coins action if it comes to you. And I'm giving you 2 more power. Like, this is pretty cool. So I don't entirely know what favorite tile I should take. My go-to is Fire 1, but it's got to be Fire 1. I got a coins action, but I'm already broke. Yeah. Once I build a sanctuary. And I guess I should look at what pass tile I'm getting here and be smart. So nomads are building a dwelling and giving me 2 power. Witches are then going. So I pass next onto a spade, which is cool, but I don't have any coins to use it. Or sorry, I don't have any workers to build another dwelling. So if I Earth 2'd here, I'd actually have enough resources to pass onto the spade and open Sanctuary 4 dwellings next round. And then just TP on like I3 for a coin town, basically. If I went Earth 1. The other option is just going double econ and taking the Earth 2 this round into Fire 1 next round. Because otherwise, am I passing onto the
I
spade and turning? I guess I could pass onto the spade, turn I3 black, and just take Earth 1, Fire 1 kind of stuff.
I'm kind of surprised that no one really wanted Earth 1, and I feel like Dwarves taking Earth 2 meant that, like, both Witches and Darklings could secure an econ favor and build their Sanctuary. I still haven't decided, or Witches probably don't even need Earth 1 at all. I haven't decided whether I want to build my Sanctuary or my Stronghold, but it just feels like this is a pretty good track for Earth 1, and I wouldn't want to miss out, because there's obviously Dwelling Ground 6, which does incentivize lots of building dwellings. There's 2 Cult Spades, so it's probably going to be a bit easier to build dwellings. There's Temp Ship and the Spade bonus tile in the game, and there's Dwelling Scoring. So all of those seem to be signs of building dwellings. Maybe there is only one Dwelling Scoring event, and maybe my practice is not good for looking at signs of building dwellings, but it seems like having a pretty big econ game is possible even with Earth 1, and with Earth 1, it just seems, yeah, like it would be a lot of points.
Really stuck here. The thing is I'm not that comfortable with Darklings without Fire 1. So when I take Earth 2, I often just end up always also taking Fire 1. This is not a Fire 1 game. So if
I think you don't need Fire 1. Honestly, you already have the coins you need for the Sanctuary. You already have the workers you need for the Sanctuary next round. You can just, I don't know.
Earth 2, Earth 1?
Maybe Air 2? I don't know.
From the flexibility.
I guess I can go Air 2, and then I think I'm just getting a coins action because I'm passing first, and then it comes with a worker. Sorry guys, I'm a little stumped on this. Normally I just snap up Fire 1, and it's super straightforward. I'm going to try that. I'm going to go Air 2 here. The reason being is that I think I'm getting the spade, and I'm passing first. So next round is start opening with a coins action, digging I3 to black with my spade, building a Sanctuary for Earth 1, and then passing or something. Yeah, we'll see. There used to be a period of time where I just thought Air 2 for Darklings was just like pretentious nonsense coming out of the expert community. I remember when I first started learning Terra Mystica, I'd see people take Air 2, and I just thought it was like annoying. But oh, look at that. I think it just has to be the spade here. Even though I can't exactly use it, but spade is a spade after all.
Was converting the power a mistake? I feel like I'm probably getting not tons of power immediately because other people will want power actions, but I still have 4 power in my bowl, so I can just take power actions. I don't think it really mattered, but
you would have been set up to get a free power, but instead you can accept a 3 for 2. I tend to leave myself in a position to take free power, even if it comes at the cost of a loss of a 2 for 1 later. Perhaps that's kind of conservative, but
now an interesting thing for me is, do I take single spade and then just work as to coins and build a Sanctuary or something, like end with Sanctuary 5 dwellings, or do I try to save my power and convert it to coins and go for a Stronghold line?
I mean, I'd be tempted, and I'll let the other guys speak to this, but I'm always tempted as I see a lot of Sanctuary Nomad stuff. I'd be tempted to just try to get a stronghold out here. And I think it's going to be awkward because I think it involves sending a priest to a cult for power, delaying for a bit of leech, converting all your power to coins, building a stronghold, and then maybe like digging something and not building on it right away. So maybe that's just too awkward. But I'm always tempted as nomads, especially on this map, to just like do what needs to be done to get that stronghold out. But Fulmy, Logus, what do you guys think here? What's snakeixir's
I
best
think
line?
the stronghold is valid because I just don't like that line that nomads follow here. Because now they're down in F4, they're gonna have to breach to C4. It's a bit tricky, but yeah, the stronghold and sandstorming D4 might be nice to get D5 and C8 if I don't react as dwarves soon enough.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And chat here is saying, like Jackal, George, Shortwell, like is just, yeah, they're saying stronghold for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
The
towns
priest,
are tricky without a
you
strong.
probably can send the priest to Earth and to work for a second spade in the
Yep.
next round, right? Or fire if you want the 3 spot to get workers later in the game.
Yeah,
Since
that's
those workers might compensate your TPs because you're gonna transform everything into TPs in round 4.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I
right?
mean, my first action this round was going to be send a priest, probably, even if I am going for the sanctuary. Single spade, I guess dwarves and witches might take it, but witches need coins and dwarves would prefer a double spade. So I think I can. But I don't know whether fire or earth is better. I feel like if I go to fire, I can probably win it, but I can probably win fire if I go for earth as well, and I don't know if I can win earth because dwarves might go for it. I think I'll just go for fire. It's a 3 spot, which is pretty good. Maybe earth is better because it gets me 1 extra power, but I'm getting 2 for 1 from the darklings anyway. And looking at my stuff, I can already get a stronghold no matter what now, or I could have anyway. Even if I don't get leech, I don't know whether it's better to work it to coin or burn a power, but I can get the stronghold, so not too worried.
Oh, who did we just lose? Whoever it was is back.
As I had a network problem.
So Logus, you took digs and declined to build. I assume that means that you're sanctuarying here for Earth 1.
Yeah, because I don't think witches are sanctuarying for Earth 1 here. I might be wrong, but
Yeah, I was hoping for a stronghold, but
yeah, the way
I
you
don't
built
know.
and got the workers, I thought you were going for stronghold. So I thought, oh, yeah, okay, I can still get Earth 1 and do it.
yeah, Darklings there too killed me, I think.
I killed you?
Yeah, because you took coins in front of me.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
It's
Well, first round I didn't really consider them much, but second, yeah, well, a bit counting on it.
Yeah, I do like coins a lot.
Who doesn't, right?
It's true.
Yeah, that now we don't know with all this power.
I mean, another thing is that taking nomads from the auction, I was basically just laying for 4th place anyway, because I'm pretty sure I'm the worst player at the table because my sequencing is horrible, and I often miss stuff like coins actions and passing early. And also, they were the worst deal out of the auction. I'm pretty sure I'd already done the maths and they seemed pretty bad, but I think I'm fine to play them because I need practice with nomads, and they had a pretty fun line. My original line was actually either go for 2 temple with water 2 and something else, and smash the cults, which I think was pretty fun, but I think it was also horrible.
Yeah, well, it's
And
probably horrible.
double dig's probably better, but I kind of was sad when I lost the priest because it would have been fun.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think I'll go stronghold.
I think your line is I think like Logus doesn't like nomads here. I've just played a lot of I played a lot of fjords this season. I played a lot of games where nomads just like did very well. Nomads on fjords with no color neighbors starting at 30, getting to open Earth 1 and double dig into a round 2 stronghold, like, yeah, you got coin problems, but like I don't see the big problems with your game right here. Now, chat, tell me if I'm wrong here, but like Earth 1 double dig into round 2 stronghold, like you
I
need
would be worried
coins
about coins.
immediately. Like that's all you care about right now. Like finish your round, but like you just want that 4 coin cult step, a coins action, like sell your soul to get yourself coins, and then everyone else can, and then you can kind of like breathe a bit. But otherwise, like if you get a coins action quick, like I like your game quite a bit. And then the other thing I'll just say is like, yes, snakeixir, you're like the lowest ranked player here, but you're also a 400 rated player who's been playing Terra Mystica for 3 years, and you can totally destroy anyone at this table. Like, look at all of our game histories. We all throw games and lose games to players that are like 400 rated constantly. So like I wouldn't sell yourself short here. Like you're having an okay game, and it's easy enough to throw the likes of the three of us off.
That's the thing, like, I mean, if there's a game which sequencing isn't especially important, say there's lots of pass tiles or lots and lots of coins and the coins action isn't that great, I would say I play near expert level with lines I can spot and stuff, and I certainly see my analysis of certain games is pretty good. Yeah, like, I don't know. In the game that I bet Nerdcube, I think I just played a decent Witches game, and it was just better, and there wasn't any major mistakes that I made because there wasn't really any major mistakes in terms of sequencing, which is my weakness, that I could have made. Like, the only mistakes I could have made were, like, in losing hexes
Right.
or missing out on crucial favor tiles.
Yeah, you can actually build this. Like, one problem this table is having is that you guys have had slow rounds, and so far this game there have been 2 instances of action 6 and declining build, which are both defendable, and I probably would have done them, but I'm just gonna get coins 3 rounds in a row here, so
Yeah.
someone should like mess with me if you can. I don't know, or something.
Now, an interesting thing is, do I take TP scoring over the spade? Because
No.
I have a stronghold.
I
No?
don't
There's a
think so.
one-
No.
Because you're not gonna build
think
TPs, right? Are
That's
you?
too kind for
Maybe
me.
one?
You're not building.
I'm probably gonna build one for the town. So a worker and 2 points or a spade.
Got to be a spade, right? Like it's true. Where are
Yeah.
you using this spade? Because if you can spade C7, I would spade C7 and then try to sandstorm. Sorry, I'm gonna pick
Like
on
I4.
Logus's game I4.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
another thing
I4
is
sounds
that
more relevant. I4 and I5. We're gonna need your sandstorms on I4, I5, and possibly E4 as well, right? So your number
Yeah.
of sandstorms is limited. You should count them carefully.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Which means spades are helpful. Like you don't want to sandstorm C7 for a town here because you have a lot
Yeah.
of work you need to do.
I think even without that, they're both about equally as good for me, but I feel like, say, Logus would prefer a spade to TP scoring.
Well,
Yeah, I would prefer the spade.
Because he goes ahead and takes dwelling scoring over TP scoring anyway, so... An interesting question is, what town am I taking?
coin town.
I don't think I'm the first person. What?
I think it has to be a coin town, right, guys? I mean,
Yeah.
you already need
Yeah.
7 coins
Yeah.
to build this town, which you can probably get by delaying in some leech and some awkward stuff. But yeah, I just think you want like.
I only need 5 because I have a landscape.
Oh, good call. Oh, you get your TP up and then you sandstorm your landscape.
No, just spade my landscape.
Spade your landscape. So you need 5 coins.
And then
I
I can
see.
just sandstorm. So do I just sandstorm I4 first move? Or is that too risky?
Well, you might. The thing is, you don't have any econ to build on it, right? Because you're until after you get your coin town. Presumably, you're going to TP on D4, spade a landscape on C7, and then build a dwelling on C8. That's your cheapest path to a coin town here. So I think, and I'll shut up in a second when others talk, but I think if you Sandstorm I4, it's a Sandstorm decline build, get your town up and running, coin town, and then secure I4 or something incredibly awkward.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward and it's also pretty long. And I see a 5 coins tile just sitting there, and there's also a 3 coins and a work tile, and a 2
It's
coins and a
true.
3 power tile, which all look pretty decent in terms of coins. And also
Yes.
passing first, obviously, is a coin town, but I may have to burn too much to get it. So, how do I pay for my TP? Do I just burn a power? Or do I worker?
Well, I don't know. You probably send your priest to a cult to get some power. You delay a little bit and try to get some leech. You need 5 coins. You technically have that in hand. If you burn down to 4, you have 4 coins, and a priest is worth a coin on the cults. So you have it. It's just a matter of your power management and whether you can get a 2-for-1. Right? If you get 2 leech, then you can just send a priest to a cult, and I don't think you have to. I guess you still need to burn below 6, but like you have it in hand. I think you just like it's a matter of
Does
delaying
my
to sort of
priest go to
cycle your
water
power.
or earth?
Probably Earth here because if you send it to water, then you need even more power. I don't know, but if you're taking a coin town, then you're
Because
not
Earth
getting a
I'm
second
probably just getting
spade.
second place on, because Logus can send a priest, and he also doesn't have tons of coin issues, so he's probably able to take 1 key or 2 key town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he's ahead of me on Earth with 2 keys instead of 1, so it doesn't really matter if he locks it up, because he can still steal someone's cult. So I feel like I'm probably just coming second on Earth no matter what. No one else is anywhere near me.
Fulmy, talk us through your game a little bit. You're giving nomads the leech they want, and you just took a hex from Logus. So
Yeah, I'm thinking about how to make the town. I think if I want to be greedy and leave it green,
ooh,
because Logos has to take a single spade together, and
it's true.
doesn't get him anywhere, I think, right? Because the landscape doesn't connect him.
That's true. It doesn't help him connect. That is greedy,
But I leave myself open to Nomad Sensor.
I see, because you would like to fly there with your stronghold and then just burn for a
Yeah.
bridge.
That's the thing, because I have 3 sandstorms I need this game if I want to get my 3 towns. I4, I5, maybe E4. So,
You
and
can
also,
waste it, yeah. You want the
F6 is a
power.
hex that connects me without me needing to like go onto, I don't know, B5, A6, and then try to connect through the north.
Right.
But on the other hand, I don't think it's a hex that I need to secure right away. Or, well, if I wanted, I need to secure it right away, but I don't think anyone really wants or needs E6, so in my opinion, I'm unlikely to take it. Maybe if it looks like Locus is going to be so poor that he isn't reaching I4 anytime soon, maybe I can delay it, or maybe if he just goes to I4 immediately before I can sandstorm it, then I'll dig it, or sandstorm it, but I think I'm more likely to use my sandstorm on I4.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be greedy, yeah, for the reasons said before.
Also, you have plenty of time to take it, because...
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
gonna
to do, I
take
mean,
it next move, it's just to...
TP, spade, dwelling. So, yeah, I have three moves to take it.
I'm gonna take C6 now because it's a lot more relevant to me.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up A7 and then A5 before the snake gets ideas on C6.
So what are my options here? So I need to secure I3, and then I'm building a TP there to town up this round, and then I'm probably just building a temple. I have a lot of coins. I actually don't mind a worker town here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I take a worker town, then my board looks like a dwelling on G7 and a temple on I3 this round. And if I'm doing that, do I just build on G7 now for an extra power? These are all the questions. So it's just a worker town here. And then the other question is, do I just send a priest to water?
You have a ton of priests, right?
I probably just send a priest to water. I have 6 spades in the next round. I'm using 1 this round. So if I use 1 this round and a priest to a call, they have 4 spades going into a TP round. I'm probably upgrading shipping and digging some stuff. I'm having
another random question.
Go.
No, you go. It's not important at all. It was just a wondering.
Sorry, this is just the point in the game where I'm like really starting to think about like what my next rounds are looking like and like where am I going from here. Like I can town in the south. I7 is, I have to watch nomads getting to 2 shipping. I mean, that's not going to happen anytime soon, but still. H8 is a nice hex to get from witches. They probably don't want it here because that's a neighbor and a cheap dig. I probably do just town in the south, which means I probably say don't actually bridge at all in G8. I probably just take G7 to make connection cheaper. I don't buy a bridge and I just dig out the south. And then where am I going from there? Kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm going to take G7 here. I guess I3 also just comes with an extra leech too, so it doesn't really matter. What is Logos doing next action though?
Go for the same.
So
the wondering that I had was, will my trading camp actually be worth? No, or not like obviously it'll be worth placing because it's free, but how much coins will it get me this game? Because it must be more than average, right? If Logos has C6, he's probably gonna upgrade it.
It's a question of do you sandstorm D5 or do you sandstorm I4? If you sandstorm D5, I have no interest in building over there anymore, right? But if you place on C7, I'm probably gonna use my Earth Spade on D5 to try the second town, and then I'm gonna upgrade on D5 as well in the next round. So you get at least 2 coins if you place your trade. What's it called? Escape?
trading camp?
Trading camp. If you place it on C7, then you are likely getting at least 2 coins, right?
Yeah, I think that's very friendly to dwarves. Maybe it's actually correct here, but I mean, normally
maybe
I would
the correct
just take
option
D5.
is yeah. If you take D5, then I grab I4 on the spot, right? And then you lose the town on the south, unless you make another temple into sanctuary there. But yeah, I don't know. I just if you do take D5, then I'm probably going to try the town elsewhere, and you're not gonna get leech over there.
I don't want to take D5. I mean, taking D5 is good because it hurts dwarves, but I don't see any other reason why it's worth it. I mean, a town in the south and another town on that continent. I mean, the other town's also pretty not really great because witches might want E4. Bet witches, they have B4, but I think witches probably do want E4 at some point in this game. So maybe I'm not getting E4. I feel like my sandstorms would be good because if I have 2 sandstorms, then there's probably just somewhere I could go. Like I could try to make a town on like A8, A9, A10, A11, A12, and Logos is probably going to A7. I want to save my sandstorms this game is the main thing. I don't want to. I wouldn't call it wasting, but I don't want to use a sandstorm hurting dwarves when they have other places they could get their town, and it's not a huge pain for the dwarves. Like, also,
There are not
I'm not sure if
obvious
it makes any
places. Yeah,
difference.
There are not
I'm not sure if
obvious
it makes any
places. Yeah,
difference.
I'm not sure where I get my town though. It would have to be in the north or make an expensive town. So it's a bit tricky.
Fulmy, chat us through your round a little bit. What have you got going on for the next couple rounds here?
Yeah, I would like to make some TPs.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't have that many dwellings on the board.
Right.
So maybe it was a mistake. The thing that is killing me is coins, really.
Mm-hmm.
It was foreseeable, but I wanted to do stuff. Maybe I shouldn't have flown on f6. Because the thing is, there's a little bit of tension on b4. Because Logos has to connect that way.
Yeah.
Well, he has b5, I guess, with the landscape.
The question I'm asking myself is, what town am I taking, and how can I get a coins action next round? Nomads still have a move. It's not the worst thing in the world for me to leave a trading post up and then just try to get water 1 next round in the second move. Might get water 1 blocked, we'll see. So if I take a worker town, in a normal game, force the table to think that I'm like ready to build a temple. But then nomads still have something to do, witches still haven't bought their bridge, dwarves are probably actually out. So what am I talking about? But oh yeah, that's the trick, is that dwarves, even with these extra workers, have nothing really else to do other than to pass for the TP bonus. I don't know. I'm going to take the worker town here and just kind of see what happens. And then if Logus doesn't pass, I would just pass for coins. And if he does pass, then I'd probably build a temple or something. I don't know.
One thing that I haven't decided is, which I think is probably a pretty obvious answer, but it just feels like there's some argument, which there probably isn't, but do I want water 1 this game? I mean, it will kill my coins so much, but I get to deny it to someone else. It's worth quite a bit of points, and my instincts would say that coins are more important. Maybe that's just because I really like to go big econ, but at the same time, I've been replaying quite a lot of Zavox games, and he will often. Oh, I don't know whether he'll sacrifice his economy quite that much, but it seems like Water 1 is just still so useful that it might be worth it.
I think maybe you build your TPs and then Sanctuary for Terra 1 could be fine. I don't know.
That was my original plan.
It's true that you need Fire 2 maybe for the towns, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, I probably
Unnecessary.
do. But is there much harm in building another temple? Because with this coin town, or like another temple at the end of the game, not early, like in round 6, for Fire 2. So I don't really want Fire 2 with the Sanctuary, because now that I have coins at the end of round 4, my economy is probably going to be pretty good, because I'm going to get 2 more dwellings down, 2 TPs maybe.
Yeah, it's always a hard call. I have a tendency in this kind of setup to just like, without counting things out too closely, this looks a lot like just building a bunch of TPs into an SA for Air 1. But I sometimes am guilty of being 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5. This fills me up. Sorry, I'm just seeing if anyone else is giving me more efficient power. No, it's probably fine. Yeah. An earlier question I just want to go to: can we ask Snakey how many old games he reviews per day, week, hour? He seems to have a voracious appetite. Do you review a lot of games, snakeixir?
Yes. I mean, that's another thing. I think, as I said, I feel like my analysis is almost expert level. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I'm more likely to review Snellman games
Mm-hmm.
to BGA games.
Mm-hmm.
I find, or because I find that BGA games are much easier to review. So I can only really do them in like, I don't know. The Snellman meta it seems a bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I just review a lot more Snellman games. I do like reviewing a lot of Zavox games, and then there's also some other people that I like to review. There's this one person, most people would have probably encountered them, called, I think, Jarby.
I'm not familiar with that player, but I don't play a lot on Selman very much.
Yeah. I think they recently got to Div 1 on the Fire and Ice ladder.
Nice.
They haven't
Javi,
played much games
I have a game with him.
George, your message is just pinned. I'm just pinning messages that I think are interesting things to discuss. Sometimes I get to them, sometimes I don't. That's why it's showing up on screen. I agree, Baxter, that it would be cool if Darkwings get every single coins action in this game. Unfortunately, Logus was not behind that plan.
Yeah,
round.
sorry.
Yeah.
Do I need to, like, what should I prioritize this round? Should I prioritize securing connection on E6? Should I prioritize Sandstorming E4? Should I go for I5 instead of E4?
What do you guys think? Follow me, Logus?
Should I just...
Yeah.
I5 or E4 are both pretty okay. Darkness doesn't have shipping, right? So Darkness is your only threat for E6. Both me and Witches, we don't care about E6.
Yeah.
So I think E4 for your Sanctuary Town or I5. I5 isn't under threat, unless Witches wants to take I5 and block you.
Nah.
And E4
Yeah,
isn't under
E4's
threat
under more
either.
threats. I'm gonna take it now.
But E4 isn't
Maybe
under
I5
threat.
because there is the argument that you can just breach to C4.
Yeah, there is that argument as well.
I think.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty persuasive argument I'm gonna undo.
Having said that, I think all of your hexes, the problem we're having.
I think they're both fine.
Yeah, I think the problem we're having in determining like which is best is that you are in a good position and that like there's kind of low risk on your hexes. Like Doors will just tunnel to D1 and leave E4 alone because they've already towned up, and why do they want to double dig that when they haven't secured connection yet?
There's no point in E4 for me.
I was more thinking Witches might want it to maybe try to get to H1, but H1's still 4 shipping away. They're going to need E4 and G2, and it doesn't seem worth it when they could be trying to carve out, like, 3 towns or something. I don't know what their plan is, but... 3 towns seem...
unlikely, yeah.
Fulmy, what's your game plan for this round?
I think I'll fly to B4 and try to carve a town there, but I don't see any neighbor anytime soon, so I don't know.
I don't know whether it's a mistake, but I'm going to build on E6 first. I know it's under no threat, but I find it quite hard to get in the mind of other players thinking whether they're going to block me, because personally I really hate blocking. Or I hate blocking even if it only just hurts my game, but hurts their game a lot more. I feel like part of that's because I don't really compete for arena much. Most of the games that I play in real life are pretty casual. And I think most of the play I do is more maximizing my own score instead of instead of playing to win.
So I think my next move here is I'm going to temple for water 1. I passed last round. I don't know if I'm going to come later to regret it, but I felt like I had lots of priests. I also just wanted the 5 coin tile. I was pretty certain Logus was taking a coins action anyhow, but I was like, maybe in sort of a lower coin game, and I'm still like just greeding for more and more coins, is like I just preferred the 5 coin cult step and 2 coins and a power off my TP versus like a priest and something else. So I don't know. Hence why I left last round. Even though I wasn't getting a coins action, I just passed without a temple. But I am obviously just building the temple for water 1 this round.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had lots
Should
of
I
coins.
try to found my
Go
town
ahead.
this round? In the south?
Probably not. I don't know.
I think not if you want.
3
If you need
towns.
fire too.
Yeah. I think you want to be careful with your TPs. I think it's like a TP
Yeah.
on H5 or H6, 1 on E5, dwelling on E4,
Yeah.
sanctuary for air 1 and on F4, and then like a temple for fire 2 somewhere or something. Kind of thing.
The thing is
Well,
Logos will probably be on B5, but maybe very late. So yeah, TP problems.
Okay, so I am getting lots of leech this round. I'm going to keep my power as it is so I can have slightly more efficient leeches. I think that's okay. And I'm just going to start digging this stuff.
hey, I feel like I'm actually maybe going to go against your advice and do found the town this round because I think I haven't even decided what town I want, but I'm going to need fire 2 anyway.
It's true.
And with fire 2 I can get my 3rd town. If I don't found a town this round, I still need fire 2. So I think the only difference is the town worth it for me? And I think the answer is this round. I think the answer is probably yes, because I can either take a big economic boost or I can take 1 step up a cult and steal Earth. Both of which seem better than delaying my town, because I mean winning 2 cults is probably going to be quite a lot of points. And I'm going to get a decent network. I have 2 more towns incoming. I have dwelling scoring points. I have Earth 1. It feels like I could potentially have quite a good game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Fulmy, what are your hopes for towns here? Like, what are you trying to carve out this game? You seem to not have like great neighbors and stuff right now, but just curious what you're thinking.
Yeah, maybe I'm carving one on the stretch I'm digging B3, B4, maybe A6.
Gotcha.
It's more dig intensive, more likely to have a neighbor, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because 3 towns seems unlikely by now. I can try to carve one out in the west. I mean, it's good expansion, so I might as well try to make a town there, but I don't think going to happen.
Logus, what are you thinking? Are you taking water? I guess you're not taking water 1 either, right? No, you're just on the TP tile. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took
I'm
water
just
1.
thinking whether I secure the 1 now before we just passes into the shipping tile and maybe steals it from me.
Right.
Or if I just go greedy and make the 4th TP. Because my worker production is gonna be kind of low.
Yeah, I never know that.
Yeah, but then if it depends on nomads, right? If nomads passes before me to the big building tile, then I definitely want to make a dwelling. If they don't, maybe I can get a TP and passing to the big building tile.
Well, I have one more action this round, most likely. Because sending a priest to Earth is basically saying I'm going to take the one-step town. I'm not
Yeah.
interested in, say, another coins town or shipping or something. So, once I take the one-step town, I'm assuming I just pass because I don't have anything better to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be greedy. It might be wrong, but let's see if I can get it. Because maybe Witch's Path is ahead of me for the big building tile. That could also happen. But then they
Yeah,
don't
that's a
get the shipping
consideration.
and I have some time, and then I can get a spade, which is also good.
Yeah, I kind of want you on b5, right? I don't know if I would. Either I accept you're gonna be very, very late and I cut you off, or maybe I have to invite you. I don't know.
What I'm trying to figure out here is whether or not I'm taking a worker's action. It feels odd, but I just get 3 TPs out this round. It uses all my power on coins, and then my coin income is 6, and I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power, which is basically 4 coins. 5, 6, 7. So I'll have 10 coin income with my power next round. It's probably okay. I'm gonna run it, and then you guys can tell me if you hate this. But I can get out 3 TPs with my current setup.
Yeah.
Seems okay.
I was thinking about taking a worker's action as well. I feel like it's probably better to just have a fast round, but maybe the worker's action would have been good because spending 1 extra power for a worker is a pretty good deal. Oh. Yeah, it's like an action for me being able to use the trait of the power for a worker. Maybe not the best deal, but still.
I think I have to pass for coins.
Big building tile and a coins action seems pretty okay.
Yeah. Because another expensive TP doesn't seem worth. Yeah, I could do one on D2, but yeah, I think I have to pass.
Right.
I get any
I
more
mean, that's...
power. Yeah, sorry.
Nah, it doesn't matter, but like the same workers at passing on to big building is 8 points, 8
Maybe.
coins, and 2 workers.
I mean, are you building a sanctuary next round full me? Is that in the cards?
Yeah, probably.
Are you doing a stranded sanctuary on F5, or are you trying to build a temple, I guess, on B3 and just... Yeah, probably, if you get a coins action.
We'll see, we'll see.
It'd be pretty sick.
Make a mega town. You can make a mega town on F6.
Oh, yeah.
I think F6
I don't think that's a
is
thing
better
with
than
witches,
F5
unfortunately.
because
Yeah. Do I get any more power?
F6 gives less leech than F5. So if you're not going for a temple and a sanctuary somewhere in the north, I'd go F6. Also, it makes a cool looking mega town, which is another thing.
One from Darklings. Sure, let's convert more.
Are you trying to count your conversions?
Yeah.
Anticipating 7 power for 5 VP coming at you? I got you. So you're only in a position. You're going to decline my 4 for 3 and accept my 3 for 2, maybe.
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 Maybe. Yeah.
So I'll see if I can get you to bite on this. But this is what I would do if we weren't in voice chat: is to see if I can get you to accept this. Because
I think I'm gonna decline.
Okay, because in the spirit of open table, I am building on I7, right?
Because I might get free power from I6, right?
You're going to get free power from I6, so I would normally in this situation, counting your power, have tried to bait you into that, and then basically force you to take a 3 for 3 when I build on I6.
Yeah.
Harder to bait people
No,
into stuff when you're telling them what you're up to, though.
Yeah, converting one more to
Yeah, I guess you could have converted one.
give myself room for a 2-for-1. I was already counting I6.
so I took the priest there. I don't know if that was a mistake. I took it because now I get Logos's tile, right?
Yeah. I actually just sent the priest to stall to try to get your tile.
Yeah. Now I need to think of. I think Weber's probably not. Actually, sending the priest doesn't really get me anything, so I'll just pass now and be safe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's. Actually, no, Weber has no reason to pass because he gets dwelling scoring. But on the other hand, if he passes, it's pretty disastrous for me, and a priest doesn't really get me that much. Like, it's not worth gambling a very small chance of losing 8 points for, like, what? Nothing? Or being able to have a fast round next
Okay.
round, but I don't know whether I'm going to go for a fast round and try to pass directly after. I don't know, because Logos doesn't have a tile and he's who I'm going after. Or whether I'm going to have a slow round and try to get either. Yeah, I don't know.
I think this is a cult town. Cult town seems okay. I think what I'm doing next round is I'm going to 2-ship, and I'm going to try to take E9, E10. Maybe I get on B6, and then in the dwelling round just do dwelling stuff, and that's basically my game. I have 7 coins right now, and then when I count my power, that's 13, 14, I have 15 coins. A cult town gives me 16 coins. I have lots of priests. I only have 4 workers, but that's okay because I'm just building dwellings. I think it's not a ship town. It is a cult town. Actually, was I supposed to down convert? Let's just think through this a little bit. Sorry, I'm undoing that. I don't know if this matters. I'm getting 2 power. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think this is better. Sorry. I think so. My power's not all stuck in the middle bowl. I don't know. Oh, it's because I'm building the other trading post. 8, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I am gonna lose a power, which is annoying. I don't know. I think I just accept that I'm losing a power. I want to use my cult step 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I want to use my cult step here on fire.
I'm sorry, but aren't workers better than actually converting those priests to workers?
Pardon?
Grabbing 2 workers to make another trading post in this round, isn't that better than the cooldown?
To make another trade. I never actually thought about building another trading post. Maybe you're right. Maybe that was just silliness on my end. Yeah, maybe.
But maybe you're right. Maybe your worker prediction would be too low.
Do I win network or does Formy win network? Because I have more structures now, but the only structures I'm really getting is I have like A8, E3, I have 2 sandstorms. So if I have 12 structures now, plus 2 plus 1, that's 15, and that seems like a bit of a cap. Maybe I could say like dig F2 and try to use my other sandstorm on F1 and get G1, which would be 2 more hexes, but I don't think I really have the dwellings for that, so not really much point. But like, do I get much more network?
That's a good question. What do you think,
Or
Fulmy?
does Fulmy just pass me?
Yeah, what do you think, Fulmy?
My other problem is the landscape, yeah. That's one must trash, right? Well, I have the requirement now, I guess. Yeah, I have to commit to something. Maybe just one town. and try to win network. But that's a lot of work.
Right.
Because I lost E4 now. So H1. It's a lot of to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I even consider a line for Temple Sanctuary, Temple for Water 2. Last round to get a spade, but that didn't seem worth it.
Have you decided, are you building your sanctuary this round? And if so, like, I'm curious to know where.
I think I'm gonna build it on F6, yeah.
Right.
I don't think I have the juice to pull out another temple.
Right.
So I'll do it now. Secure R1.
So I guess the question is like, so you don't want your landscape out?
Oh, right, the landscape.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, if you're hard digging down your landscape, you might want to do it
I forgot about
now,
that, yeah.
unless you're going 5 favors this game. Which seems overkill.
Yeah.
I mean, I
had it in mind, but I forgot.
it's I think it's a pretty common thing to forget with witches. Personally, I find one annoying feature to certain landscapes is there's like a couple landscapes in the game that you can meet the requirements for and then later lose them. And I'm not sure I like that as a concept. So that's witches and I guess nomads as well. Like it's
Giants.
It's kind of weird. Giants, right?
Even though I think Giants landscape, you'll probably, even once you build a sanctuary, you can build a temple, so not too big of a problem. And it's the same with nomads. Like, it's an issue, but is it really that big? Because you're gonna end the game with at least one trading post down in all round 6s but a temple, basically. And you'll probably still have a trading post down even if round 6 is temple, and you can just use like your last sandstorm on that, and it should be fine.
I'm just building my way around, and I'm trying to figure out if once I land on B8 this round, if there is a town in the north. It involves a temple. Blunder.
I'm guessing myself.
Oh, Smooth, you're just referring to the sanctuary thing, which was an undo, I think.
Can I make 2 town?
Give me 1 sec, folks. Just keep chatting. I'll be right back in like 10 seconds.
Not if I want to connect, I guess. That's a lot of coins. Not.
All right, I am back. Important question: which Terra Mystica streamer gets up the most often in the middle of their streams? Is it me or NerdCube? I feel like we're both pretty guilty.
You are who?
NerdCube.
I think it has to be you.
Me? I get up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a contest, but you know.
We can make it.
Right now, I'm thinking about what to do with my resources, who I can try to stall for, maybe. I think Logus and Fulmi both have a lot of things to do, but Webber has 2 priests and he can just slow dig, so I don't know whether it's worth me taking the priest or just accepting that I'm not getting a tile and just pass on to maybe, I don't even know, like, the cult coins could probably get me like 1 point in cult tracks or something, and then just take the coins action.
Yeah.
I think if I take the priest action here, there's a chance I have the stalls to do it, and even if I don't, if I end up passing first, I'll still have the power coming around to take the coins, so I think it's fine. Because at the end of the day, if I get a scoring tile, I'm happy. If I get a coins action, I'm also pretty happy.
Yeah.
Huh. So I can do another town here. It just requires fire 2. And the main reason is that like what I would love to do here is temple TP 5 dwelling in the north, but that involves A9, and so I'm 2 priests short. So I'm actually at a loss of hexes here. I guess I should count on whether or not I should slow play this. I think what I don't want is Logos' pass tile. 5 coins in a cult step is not terrible for me, given that I might want to attempt to do something on water and not just give that up completely for free. Cult step's kind of handy, and it's just like coins are good when I'm trying to do stuff. Everything else is also okay. What do witches have left to do? Witches they've built their sanctuary, they have a couple priests, they have a bunch of coins, they probably just build a dwelling in the north. Oh no, they don't have Earth 1, so they probably just wait till next round as opposed to paying 2 VP for a worker. Fulmi's probably just also stalling with water priests. Logos has a spade and really wants to just landscape on B1 B5 this round. So I'm seeing Logos's connection path is a tunnel to D1, a tunnel to A7, and a tunnel and a landscape to B5. And it doesn't. Well, I guess you can do that this round if you take a worker's action. So I think there's 1, 2, 3 rounds maybe at a Logos. Nomads are probably quick to pass. 1, 2. Yeah, I think I will dig, decline, build. I think without sitting here and fussing too much, I think taking 3 turns seems okay. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, Logos, what are your thoughts on passing here? I can't figure this out. This looks like with all these priests and stuff, it actually seems like kind of a complicated thing to interpret who's passing first. Maybe you haven't figured out, but
it seems like Nomads is passing first, right?
yeah.
You can stall.
Yeah.
So I think what I want to do is like time my moves so that I'm like done and just pass on to Nomad's pass tile. Building my dwellings next round is fine.
So you want to make it so that everything you want to do in the round is done by the time that I pass.
Yeah.
But what do I actually have to do? Like, I have a priest. I don't need to send it, given that I'm winning fire by a lot.
Not if dwarves send a priest to fire. Then you probably still win, but it's sketchy.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Should I send a priest to fire, or should I just save the priest so that I have, like, more priest maneuverability? Because if I have like 1 priest left in, like, circulation if I send a priest to fire, and I'll have it. So, like, it will be kind of annoying if I want to take, say, a priest action or a priest town.
The good thing about the priest to fire is that it's also a worker, right?
Yeah.
Because of cult bonus.
I think it's pretty clean, and then like you're done on the cults. Like, yeah, you don't care about anything else now. You've just won 2 cults. You have 1 more priest. You upgrade shipping. Yeah, maybe you don't get to take a priest town, but then you just take the 11 point. Like I think this is pretty clean. Just sending a priest to fire totally locks up what you're trying to do on the cults this game. Comes with a worker.
And my economy is going to be so good next round. Like, it's going to be 11 workers what, 20 coins. That's enough for like a town, probably. Well, it's enough for the town. It's enough for connection. I don't know how much dwellings I can build. It can't be that little. Must be decently high.
And I have 8 power income coming in.
Oh, I also have a bonus tile. I think it's probably the coins.
Yeah, you have lots of econ. So 4, 8. This allows me to take a free power. Is anyone giving me a free power? Probably not, but I just will decline anything else. Seems okay. Just smash this.
And
How
you
long
have to
is the
respond,
average
yeah.
open table? Just wondering.
Depends on who's on. So there's a huge variance in players. Some people talk a lot and play a lot slower. Some players like Deep Finesse, when I've had him on, like he talks in other people's turns and makes his moves quick, and his thinking time's like 15 minutes, even in an all-player commentary. I've had open tables that were over 3 hours, and some of them that wrap up around 2 hours 2 hours 10 minutes. Yeah, I once had like yeah, we had like an async game once, basically.
Who was in that one?
It was Jekyll, who plays a lot of async, and one of her async buddies, I think. I can't remember who that was. Maybe wasn't Melis? Maybe it was Mellison? No, I can't remember. It was 2 async-ish players and Deep Finesse, who is the opposite. Deep Finesse plays fast even when he's playing like competitive like F2O games and stuff. It was Mellison. Not to call you out, Jekyll. I want to have you on more. Anyhow, it was an awesome game. It's just kind of funny to tease a bit. Yeah, so there's Mellison and Jekyll and Deep Finesse. And so I think I was 30 some minutes. Mellison was like 50. Jekyll was like 45 minutes. And then Deep Finesse was like 13. I think he like cooked dinner while we were playing. Okay, what am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm either like probably about. I mean, I think I've had the longest game when I paid full attention was like 18 minutes thinking time for me. However, sometimes I'm not doing it quite as frequently now, but I just like do something else. Like I try to do, I don't know, just something whilst I was also playing the game Terra Mystica, and then I would most likely have a bad score and also have like a thinking time of 40 minutes.
Logus, who's winning this?
I'm not sure yet. Nomad's got a lot of points in codes. They don't have a spade though. They have a town coming,
It's true.
but they don't have a pass tile. I'm gonna score quite a bit, but Nomad's got connection. It's hard. You probably can't win connection because you haven't placed your stronghold.
Yeah. I felt like in the mid game that like I was just being handed a lot of stuff because I just got coins constantly, but I probably
You were.
I don't know. I might have bungled something up in the mid game.
I'd still say Darklings are winning because they have like 6 and then 8 or 4 cold points. It's not tons, but
Yeah, but
they have a passing tile.
I think I'm a bit ahead of Darkness. I'm not sure.
I have probably 10 cults. If I fire 2 for a town, I'm passing for 6.
My question, what I'm thinking right now is, do I advance Diggs, or do I just let it go?
Well, talk us through that. Why would you advance Diggs here? What's that doing?
Merely for points. Merely for points, because I can actually tunnel a bit But that might lose me connection. But the point is, maybe it's just more points than connection, because my TP is worth nothing.
Yep.
The temple, maybe for water 3, could force the hand of one of you to make another temple for water, and you would probably do that. But can you get a town if you do that? I think you need fire 2.
Yeah, I need fire 2 for a town, unless I
Yeah,
go with a
you
third
need fire
head.
2. So
Like, I just don't have enough trading posts, right? So
Yeah.
I either need like fire 2 with 2 TPs, or I need A9. And I have 3. I'm short 2 priests. I can buy one, and then I'm short coins.
Nomads just win the connection straight up.
Yeah.
There's no competing connection with nomads here.
So you're competing with
Is it?
witches.
Do witches connect? They don't have too many coins. They need 8 coins at least. It's tricky for them to connect.
Well, don't they? Oh, they do need. No, they only need 2 shipping to connect here. Oh no, they need 3. I see, to get just from B3 to C2. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Because I love
What's
everything
your
else you've done here
ship
for me
down?
with like most of this stuff connects off 2 ship, which is super clean. It's just a shame about the C2 stuff. Yeah. It's hard on this map to figure out a way to connect witches in not 3 ship. Like something always requires, I find, a bit more shipping.
Yeah.
So why is it so certain that I win the network? Because
You have 20 coins
mean,
and you're
is
in the lead already on structures. Like,
yeah,
And you have a sandstorm, and you're gonna make another town.
I'm not in the lead. I have 12, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, but look at what structures they are, right? So you have
Yeah.
3 dwellings versus like dwarves and witches only have 1 dwelling. So your next 3 structures are very easy. If dwarves want 2 structures out, it's a dwelling, a TP, and a dwelling. So when you look at your player board and you see that like you'll have all these free dwellings, it's just like you're getting down to 15 structures just with using like a third of your resources, and then you have another. Like, that's kind of the idea. And there's free hexes for you to build on. Like, you have a sandstorm, you have A8, you have E3, that kind of thing.
It feels like I want a priest town, so do I like upgrade ship before I get this town actually and just undo my turn?
Depends on what you want the priest
Because-
for. If the priest is just a worker, then you just down convert the priest now. Like, I don't know what you need another priest for, personally. I might just take the
I was
11
thinking
pointer.
advancing dig. Just for points. Because, like, I don't have water 1. Maybe a temple is worth the points, but it's taking away a point of ear 1. So, advancing dig does seem like a pretty good option for points, because I have, like, 3 dwellings to build. Maybe 4 at the most, which still leaves me with 3 workers. And my coins are just a lot.
I don't know. I thought it was an 11 pointer here, and then you just get 4 dwellings out, 2 from shipping, a hard dig, and a sandstorm, and you upgrade shipping, and you just end the game with 2 resource points of coins or something. I don't know. But maybe you can afford the dig upgrade in there if you take a priest town, and then you still have enough workers. I don't know.
Yeah, single dig is also an option.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think I will undo my turn. Or a priest could also be some cold points, but I don't think it's enough because there's no like 2 spots left. So I'll undo my turn and upgrade ship. Another thing is that, like, Fulmi's the only person that's getting a town soon. Like, Logos isn't getting another town. Weber is gonna get the town in quite a bit of turns because he needs, like, Fire 2 and some TPs and some dwellings. So... And Formy probably needs a ship town if he wants to connect, I'd say. Maybe he can do it with the priest.
Yeah, I think maybe not for the priest.
I don't think I can.
So if I want the 11 points town, I can get it. If I want the priest town, I can still get it.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine to delay slightly and have another look at my resources later.
I don't think I can afford this town because I sort of just went on autopilot here, but I would need a trading post, and then I can build a dwelling, and then I need another trading post, which means I need to build a temple. So I build a trading post and then a dwelling and then a temple and then an expensive TP. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 17, 23 resources or something. Like I just don't have that. So there's no town coming. It just means I'm going to build a trading post and a dwelling on the board. That gets me down to 4 structures. Maybe I tie dwarves network. Maybe I do some network stuff here. I will beat witches and maybe tie dwarves for second. Which means all I'm spending is 8 resources this game. Which means my power should just be a priest. I guess the other option is saving enough resources for a 4-point temple. Well, it's minus 2 points because of my pass tile, but I could possibly win water. Anyhow, I think what this is saying is what I should do here is just take a priest.
Yeah.
The problem, Ryan, about TP Dwelling Stronghold is then I still need Fire 2. I guess I could TP Dwelling Stronghold and then try to get A9. That seems, with my priests, I would need 4, 5, 6.
With the landscape.
10 workers. I just don't think I have it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't think I have it. So, I don't know. I'm just building a trading post for now, and I'll keep myself flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I see you with enough coins to build Stronghold and Temple for Fire 2. Because you have, like, what, 7 coins? Also, I've already done my math, and I have the stuff for advancing dig if I take the priest town. So, I will do
Yeah, that's
that.
good.
Someone's just asking me in chat if I have enough resources for the town. I'm just going to, I know you guys can't see this right now, but I'm just pointing stuff out. I would need a temple for Fire 2 on B6. That frees up a trading post, which is going to be expensive on A12. So a temple, a trading post, and then a dwelling, and then add 3 coins to this because it's expensive. So I need 18 resources in this position. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 2 digs. If my priest is a coin, I still am short 4 resources.
Yeah.
You're right, not if nomads take A8. Yeah, so there's I guess what I can do here is build a dwelling on A8, A9 with my resources. And then
I don't
just try
need
to delay.
I don't need A8 this game because I can build E3, hard dig with the upgraded digging build E1, sandstorm F1, and then build G1.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could do it with F2, but... So... I'm probably not rushing to secure A8.
The thing is, and since it's an open table, I advanced digs twice.
Mm-hmm.
I can just bomb E3. I can bomb A12. I can bomb A8, A9.
Yeah,
I can just bomb things now. That's also why I chose this line, because I can bomb your dwelling placements.
Mm-hmm. So I think what I'm doing here is I'm just buying a priest because I'm just deciding I have no other use for my power.
If Locust does decide to bomb me, I don't think there's really anything I can do. I don't think Locust wants to bomb A8 because it's not
It's not
tunneling.
a tunnel. Yeah, it's not a tunnel. But E3, I'm probably bombing E3.
Yeah. So that means that I probably won't secure A8 fast, and then if I lose E3, it's fine because I can either do F2, F1, G1, or F2, G2, G1. But Locust could also bomb G1. I don't see why he would bomb G1.
No, I can't reach G1.
You could build E2. But then you probably won't have the stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's efficient for me in terms of points.
Yeah, there's probably better things for you to do.
Classic me playing Darklings with extra priests and then deciding if there's anything I want to do to control the table. And, I always play so non-aggro with Darklings. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready to mess with some stuff. And then everyone's like, no, we've got our game sorted. It's cool. So I'm just going to do this. I think with Witches not connecting, though, I just tie for second network here.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna connect, but I don't know if it's worth it. I have to do that dumb thing where
Oh yeah, you can connect actually.
I have to
And
sacrifice the 5 points.
You tie on me with me on Darklings, right?
How does he connect here?
Taking a shipping town, and then
Yeah.
he has enough resources to actually then shipping another time.
Okay. Right. So it's just a trading post.
Oh, he can actually get more. You mean if you take the steps on water to get that power?
Yeah, I have to do that dumb thing. Yeah.
And it's good, right? It's you lost 5 points, but you gained 4 points on top of darkness.
Yeah.
Is that good though? That's only good if
I don't know
you're
if
in
I don't know if it enter my competition, but yeah.
right. I mean, it comes with a coin though, so it's 4 points to
Yeah.
the table and a coin. So worst case scenario.
Shipping is already 8 points,
Yeah.
so I think it's worth it, right? Because I get 6 on that one. No. Yeah.
Oh wow, you are good. Yeah, he actually beats me and Darkling Connection. Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, because you decided to big bomb, yeah.
Can you get another dwelling
That's
out?
kind
You need 8 resources.
Yeah, I see one already.
Yeah,
done.
that's awesome. So you're getting a dwelling out, and then you're upgrading ship. That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of stalled this round to see what you guys were doing.
So does this mean, assuming Logos doesn't bomb F2, which he could, does that mean that I win now? Because it looked like Darklings and also maybe because Witches don't have much points at the moment. Like I see 87.
Yeah, I don't think I win, yeah.
But like it now takes points of Darklings and Dwarves, who seem like the people that were going to be my main competition.
Yeah, we'll probably win. But we'll see. I still get
It could also
tons of
be
points
correct for
from,
Logos to just try and
done.
bomb me on F2. But it does seem. Ugh. Now I take F2.
Yeah.
So I don't think Logos can really bomb me because I just Sandstorm F1 and then...
No,
No,
it
G1.
didn't make sense for me to bomb G1. Bombing E2 was okay, I think.
Or F2. The bombing E3 I think was good.
Yeah,
Because
bombing E2
now
was
there's
good.
only 4 hexes. Bombing F2 seems not as good because yeah, it hurts me, but it only hurts me 1 hex, so I lose what, like 3 points to witches?
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
So I think the only goofy thing about this is that a Temple for Water 3 is actually correct here for me. I lose 2 resource points and 2 points off the pass to gain 4, so it's just a wash, but it comes with a coin, and witches lose 4 points, which feels really silly.
Wait, a temple for water 3. did you
Yeah, I
say?
have 7 resources and I'm not doing anything with them. So I think I just trade 4 points for 4 points to drag witches down 4 points further. I don't think it.
Are you sure
Yeah.
you don't want to do ear 1? Because I have a cult step, so I can equal you on ear. I don't think that makes a difference, but it is net 2 points between us, so that may
Well,
make ear 1 better.
air 1 is 3 points. So I'm now losing 4 to gain 3. So I'm negative 1. And then I'm a wash 2. I don't know. I think.
Ear 1's 3 points off ear 1, but it's also 1 point off the ear cult. And it's negative 1 point for me.
Yeah.
Whereas water 3 is 4 points. And
Right, so they're both
I
4
get
points
1.
to me. The difference is, do I want to drag witches down by 3 or you down by 1? I think is the math. And do I want a coin or a half a coin? Not that the coin matters because I don't have enough for a resource. But I think that's the difference. It's 4 points to me either way. I have a choice of a coin and negative 4 on witches or a half. Oh no, I don't get a half a coin anyhow, so it's just, yeah.
I think I got enough compensation, honestly, if you look at my points with advance and tunneling. Can I compensate nomads? Nomads is probably winning.
Guess so.
I guess so. 16.
Yeah, so you and I get a measly 3 points each on network.
Nomads does not have a pass tile though, so maybe to save this. Nomads get 17 on codes. I get 14, so he's 3 better than me on that. So he's 21 points ahead of me. Yeah, Nomads gets me easily.
Yeah, and I'm like 147 here, so I'm third, probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I giving Logos a resource point? I think just the temple is correct here. Seems awful. when you're getting,
I'm pretty sure Air 1 was better for you if you're competing with Nomads, right?
Maybe.
So, if I do win this game,
Mm-hmm.
was it just that I got fed so much? Like I got Earth 1, Double Dig, Stronghold round 2, Coins round 5, Coins round 6.
I think it was a bit of a failure by me because I let you win both codes, right? I could or should have contested one of them harder. Because it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, but like, were Nomads better than we thought in the auction? Because I admitted that I was getting a bad deal. I just wanted to play them.
I thought nomads at 30 on fjords are generally a mistake. They had no color neighbors here. The track was fine. They started with a not terrible pass tile. Like I don't think I never really bought into the idea that like nomads were bad here at all. Like I think nomads were the second best.
I thought they were the third
which
best.
yeah, you can see that if I got the extra 6 from the connection time on second, then it would be my game by 1 point. It was really, really close.
So this is really interesting because it's been a while since I've had an open table game, and I like this, where there's been such a huge difference in scoring. So I got Darklings at 25 or something like that, like a pretty strong deal. I got an amazing open. I got coins in the first 3 rounds, and I lost to Nomads by 20 points. So it, like, these are one of these games where I don't just say, well, something didn't break my way or someone took a pass tile. Like, you don't lose 20 points just due to like I made errors, bad overall meta level strategic decisions in this game to lose by 20 points. Like where did that happen, or where did Nomads get so good? Like, how do we see this variance, right?
Well, for starters, the track was not good for the Earthlings in the end, right? The stronghold round 5, which you're not going to do, the dwellings you usually already spammed them, so you're not going to place a lot of dwellings in the last round.
Yeah.
The TPs are round 4 are a bit too early for all of us except for Nomads, right? They are the ones that could actually spam those TPs, especially because they got stronghold. So their economy was just better overall, and we saw at the end. We were like, okay, there's no way they're losing connection. They just got all this economy left. So the thing is, well, again, I should not let them win the Colts, right? There were points there that they were not supposed to get.
Sure.
They got 3 towns. Everyone else got 2.
That's
They
true.
just have 1 town over everyone else. Exactly because of that, they don't have color neighbors. They just have an easier time doing these things. But other than that, yeah, if you got a 3rd town, then you would be close as well, right? And you would probably get more points for connection.
Right. Because I already
just
built
a
a temple, so my configuration, I just didn't have stuff in the right hexes. Like, I didn't. So play a little different, get a town. I'm mid 150s, but Nomads. And then let's say you don't give Nomads with the cult, like the Earth cult. So bring me up by 8 here and bring Nomads down by 4, and they're still beating me by like several points. Like, I don't know, pretty amazing. Chat, what do you guys think? Who do we have in here? We've got Smooth, we've got George, we've got AJ, Ryan. I don't know who else is kicking around, but I love unpacking these types of games where there's huge variances between them. Like, between Dwarves and Nomads, anything could have happened. It's 5 points, like a pass tile, hex someone took as opposed to something else. Like, there's 5 points isn't hard to come up with, but like Fulmy at 128, I'm 20 points ahead of that, and then Nomads are another 20 points yet.
I think maybe
the auction was very friendly. That's a good point by Smooth.
Yeah.
So,
Witches,
Logus, what do you think the actual auction was? I think Witches, and I'm not just saying this because of how this game ended, I think Witches were actually the 30 faction here.
There is a big chance they were the 30, yes. But Witches made a huge mistake, which is going into Air 2 and then Stronghold. That's double econ. You don't want double econ as Witches.
Yeah.
My plan was a bit ambitious, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you even placed an additional dwelling in the round 1. That was just wrong, placing F7. I think I know you wanted to contest F7 because you wanted to, ensure an easier connection or ensure that Darklings didn't get that. But F7 was a big mistake in my opinion. It killed your resources. It was better to just pass earlier and take coins action in round 2.
Okay.
And probably Temple was for Earth 1, not Air 2.
Maybe this game goes down to, or in my opinion, which is probably wrong, it feels like it could have been down to just Earth 1, because this seemed like a good track for Earth 1. There were other scoring opportunities, but there was just so much economic opportunities that it felt like you didn't really need econ favors. I don't really blame the Dwarves, because Earth 2 is basically a scoring favor for them. I think Darklings noticed that they could take Earth 1 with the Sanctuary. But I feel like I think Ear 2 was a mistake. And yeah, maybe it was just that I got Earth 1 before anyone else, but I feel like it could just... Maybe that's why Watchers did so bad, because they went in the Stronghold and they didn't get Earth 1. I don't think it's really a reason why I won, because both dwarves and darklings got Earth 1 later, and it generally in econ favor before Earth 1 is better.
I mean,
the reason
Yeah,
you
yeah,
won is
yeah.
probably
It
because
was pretty
you had no
questionable.
color neighbors. You got a ton of leech, which gave you the stronghold
yeah,
quite early. You got double spade into stronghold. That's usually you can manage that usually. There's no
yeah,
coins available to do all that. Yet you got enough leech to do all that.
yeah.
No
I,
color neighbors and now leech. Yeah, you probably won
no
because of
color
that.
neighbors, and you opened Earth 1 and double dig, right? You got the stronghold in round 2. You were broke, but then witches gave you a bunch of pretty chunky leech into round 3, which helped you get out that coin town, and that
And
like you got a
so did
coin
I.
town and a bunch of
Yeah.
leech, which allowed your power to cycle, and now all of a sudden you actually had coins to build those TPs, and then your economy just came right around. You were healthy, sitting with nomads with stronghold, a bunch of dwellings in Earth 1, which is kind of like a pretty good recipe for. So you were a little sketchy there for the early game, but like your game came around right around exactly when it needed to.
So was my early game too risky, or was
I
it
don't think
just
so.
I think it was risky. I think if I just choose to not give you leech, like we could choose to not give you leech, maybe just tunnel to the one and do something else, then you could be in a bad spot.
AJ brings up a good
But
yeah?
point that like nomads
yeah,
almost always get a ton of leech on this map. Uh, so I think that is kind of something you can count on a little bit. Like if it doesn't happen in round 1, it's happening in round 2 or early into 3. Like in the early to mid game, like you're at some point gonna get like a bunch of leech. George says opening fire 1 as nomads would have been safer, and that's true. It would have sustained you a little bit longer, but I like the Earth 1 play here because I think he like got away with it.
AJ is saying that he doesn't agree with the auction. I kind of agree, but I don't think dwarves were the 30 faction here.
I think witches were the
I
30
made some
faction.
mistake. Yeah, but I mean dwarves should be lower. Dwarves are super good in this map.
All right, so what do you guys think the auction should have been? And you can use some of the information about this game, but don't make these particular results skew it. Like if this were a competitive F2O game that we're all playing, like what's the auction here? Like
I think I don't know. Like it was wrong, but it didn't feel wrong by that much. Maybe, in my opinion, which is my opinion, it's probably not right. Darklings maybe more like 22. Nomads a bit like 20. Maybe Darklings more like 19. Nomads about 24. Dwarves about 27. Which is
Yeah,
30. Because all the factions are pretty good. Like, no faction is necessarily bad. Like, it's not like a sandwiched, say, Orin matchup where Orin are just horrible and everyone wants the faction on the other side of the sandwich. It's that all the factions are actually pretty good.
that
I kind of agree with George, except that I would place dwarves as a bit better than nomads. I think I messed it up.
you think
It wasn't
dwarves are
the
better than nomads here?
Yeah, I think I
I
messed it up with the codes. It's
don't know
just
that I
one code
buy
sim,
that.
one code sim, and I won that, right? It was misplay. It wasn't the faction being better. I think, especially because if I projected that okay, I'm not winning connection anyway, then I could have spent my resources in a much better way, I
Yeah, it's
suppose.
true. I think the other question here to look at is like if Fulmi takes Earth 1, if Fulmi goes Temple Earth 1 and just gets 2 dwellings down, doesn't dig F7, passes for coins into Stronghold stuff in round 2, who doesn't get Earth 1? Either I'm going double econ or dwarves are not getting like you're not getting Earth 1 next round off your sanctuary, which means maybe you don't build your sanctuary, but um,
I think I still build the sanctuary, but maybe for water
for
one
water
because
1.
with pawn 6 in the game, I want that sanctuary early.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were building a
And
TP that following round anyhow for a town, so
yeah, and it's also yeah it, the water one could be 15 points for me, right? Which isn't that far from Earth one. But yeah, I would do the sanctuary as well because I wanted to make the town. Right? I needed the sanctuary to actually have enough power in the structures to make the town.
yeah, really interesting. Really
Yeah.
interesting. This
Looking at Where is it? So power. Where's the leech in the stats?
Oh, I lost a bunch of power. Like I took 2 5 4 4s, which might have been
Yeah.
wrong, but I felt it was the only way I got enough resources to connect. But then now, if I don't connect, then they did not pay off. They would only
Everyone's
pay
pretty.
off if I won like second in connection, but they didn't pay off.
Looking at the stats, everyone's pretty similar on power they got from the leech. I'm on 36, Weber's on 35, Logus and Formia are on 37. But VP lost to it is actually also pretty similar. However, Logus got better deals because he only spent 14, Weber spent 11, I spent 15, and Formia spent 16. So maybe I got the worst deal. Who hit the bonus tiles well? Which is actually at the bonus tiles the best, which is kind of surprising. Well, I don't know how surprising it is, but coming last, it feels like you probably wouldn't hit the bonus tiles as well. But I mean, Witches still played pretty well. I got the most town points. I got the most cult points. I got the most favor tile points, and I got the most points off the track.
Yeah, I have a few town points.
I kind of gotta go, guys. Thanks for the game.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, Logus. We'll talk to you later, Logus. We can wrap
That
up
was
with just the
fun,
two
yeah.
of us if you guys just want to chat just for a little bit. I won't hold you too much longer.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, see you, Logus.
Yeah.
Bye, Logus.
Just responding to a couple points in chat. It's not about the color wheel from AJ. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, color wheels are obviously important. I'm just trying to understand like which color wheel do Darklings really like on this map. Yeah, like obviously each faction has preferences over which factions are in and not. Darklings want to win network on this map with one ship. Interesting. Okay, that won't happen with this matchup. The advantage of no neighbors, generally F7, F. Yeah, that's a good point. It is a good point about the advantage of. So AJ saying the advantage of no neighbors is generally F7 SA town. Not to hoard the mic and talk about my game. I'm happy to jump to other stuff, but just to chat quickly about Darklings, guys, because I'm interested in your opinion here. F7's pretty juicy for Darklings. No color neighbors, they get that. They can SA over there. Problem with that is that, like, so I guess my first two digs could have been F7 and H4 in round one. I leave G6 open and just assume witches don't want it. Right? And then I don't town in round three unless I build an expensive trading post or something awkward. Like, it's like, even with no color neighbors, I find more often than not, I'm not taking F7. And I agree that it's an error, but I find it hard to figure out how to take F7 if you're starting G5 or something. If you're starting on C5, maybe it's a different deal. But anyhow, I'm just curious, I guess, what you guys think about that. I had two spades in round one. Did I place them in the wrong spots, and did I upgrade in the wrong spot?
I think your round one was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think just showing this game, the biggest move was witches digging through the middle, right? Like on F7 and F6. Because they don't need to do that. They can connect with 3 shipping on I6. I think the biggest problem with it was it's really expensive for them. It hurts Darklings. And it gives me lots of leech early that I need. And when you look at it, I came first. Because I got boosted by the witches. Logos came second
We
because their
came
move
last,
doesn't really affect
yeah.
him. Weber came third because the move hurt him a bit, and then Witches came last because it hurt their economy. And I feel like with Year 2 and the Stronghold, maybe it wasn't that bad, but I think the thing that was bad was they didn't win Network, because normally I would expect to win Network outright. Maybe not outright, because Nomad's got a lot of structures too, but I think Witches probably with all of the double econ. And
Yeah, it was an ambitious plan. It was foreseeable that
Yeah,
go
yeah,
its
yeah.
way.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't want to be boring with Arshwa.
No,
I'm
100%.
trying to I'm trying to play without it
Yep, I hear you. I've definitely done
the
some
more
like
I can.
some Fire One Stronghold stuff on this map. I've actually had some good success with it. Sometimes it's a little overkill, but I'm with you, Fulmy, that like I would have been tempted to go down your line as well and have a hard time evaluating when it's wrong or not. I think the
Yeah,
last time
it's
I did
fun.
it, Logus was also like kind of argued that it was undefensible. Kind of like I went Fire One Stronghold. It didn't
Yeah,
work out,
it's a
but
bit overkill. Yeah,
it might be a bit overkill. But in such a low coin game, and you have a color neighbor, you're trying to do lots of digging. Like I don't know. I appreciated you like what you were trying to do there.
because Earth One, I don't know if Earth One guarantees me a stronghold round two.
Yeah,
I think. Did I play the most boring game?
I don't think so. I mean,
Like, who played the most stereotypical game?
stereotypical. I don't know. To me, like I don't know. I played pretty standard. I opened with an econ favor and a couple digs. I essayed for Earth One in
I
round
would call
two.
it a solid game.
Yeah, I
Like
guess my game does seem pretty
yeah,
common though.
Darklings. Yours was common-ish,
Uh,
but it was like I think like boring games are fine if they're winnable. Like your game was exciting. You went 3 towns, uh, Earth One double dig into Stronghold round two, quick town, coin town, got your economy rolling, one network, 3 towns, and 2 cults. Like there's nothing like it's nothing boring about it. I think you just like sometimes the correct moves are just to like build a temple for Earth One, then build a stronghold, and then just win the game, right? So like
yeah, but my point was,
yeah,
this game I had intended to do something fancy.
fair
Like
enough.
when I put the nomads in, I had a game plan in mind that was pretty fancy. When I
Uh-huh.
got them, I was like, great, I'm gonna get the priest tile because no one wants it. Big building and spade will obviously be higher picks. Maybe teamship will also be a higher pick. Um, then with that priest, I'm going to maybe or nomads look like they're in a position to get lots of leech. Obviously, I'd assume Darklings would upgrade on G5, which was wrong. I don't know why I assumed that. Maybe they didn't really want to secure hexes and instead just wanted to go on G5. And that would get me lots of leech. And the thing with lots of leech is I'd plan on rushing the priest action and the workers action, sending 2 priest to cults, and going for a 2 temple with water 2 and probably another econ favor. As I
That
said,
would have been the
that's
hipster
pretty-
opening, 100%. Yeah. So that would have been experimental and maybe not good, but maybe okay. Like that definitely would have been
That's
an
the thing.
experimental opening. So
Like-
yeah.
Round 2, my plan was to build a sanctuary and then take Earth 1 or Water 1, depending on what was there. But I think I missed out on the priest. I'm like, maybe I'm not getting that. And then I was like, I could go for the double temple. Workers are still there, but double dig just feels better. I'm probably gonna get Fire 1, and then no one seemed to want Earth 1, so I'm like, I may as well get Earth 1. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, like there are totally times in Terra for like it being a bit more experimental or a bit like more yeah, like Fulmy obviously playing a bit more experimental here and just going all in on econ to see how far that would take him. Sometimes it works out for people, sometimes it doesn't. Rainier had an interesting game the other day where he went double temple, double econ, digging nomads, never building his stronghold, and it worked out. Like, sometimes you have to play experimental. It's fun. You learn something, and then sometimes it's good and sometimes it's terrible, right? But I think it's also totally okay to just like play a solid game of Terra. And I loved your game, snakeixir. Like you just got a sick deal on nomads, and you just did nomad stuff, and we saw the power of nomads in an open table format, which is what the stream is about. So like, yeah, double temple water 2 would have been funky and would have been cool, but this is also like just a really sick example of like what you're supposed to do basically on nomads on this map, and it's just crush. So yeah, I think your game was cool.
Yeah, because if we all go experimental,
Yeah,
and how do we know if it's good?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like some people have the tendency to, because this is a training mode game, to just like go, I don't know, like water 2 fakirs or like just like do funky stuff, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
People can play however they want, but at the same time, like we're also playing in front of an audience that's interested in seeing like what are nomads like on fjords. Well, here you go. Like this is why nomads are good on fjords, and so this is helpful to people to see a solid 167 nomads game with network and 2 cults. It's like pretty sick.
So The link that I just posted in game chat, I can post in stream chat if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Is
And then we'll wrap up in a couple of minutes, if that's okay.
so the point of it was, or it's me doing an experimental thing, and what I did was, I'm pretty sure I played the Witches. I had lots of opportunities to take Earth 1. Instead, I just took priests, and I sent lots of priests to the cult in the first round, took Ear 2, and smashed the cults. And that was kind of my plan this game. Like, I didn't see any real cult factions. Like, I mean, there's dwarves, kind of culty, they can go culty, they did go a bit culty, but in the end it didn't really work out. But, I feel like maybe smashing the cults could have been good, because I'm probably winning 3, because maybe dwarves win Earth or something, maybe witches go hard for Ear, maybe I only win 2 and come second on the other 2. But I don't know, it probably wasn't that great, but still.
Yeah, well, I think your line here was very cool. Any other final questions in chat for any of the players here just before we wrap up? Just type them in the next minute or so as we wrap things up, and happy to unpack other things if there's stuff people are interested in chatting about further. Fulmy, sort of last thoughts on the game, on any of the factions, anything you wanted to discuss before we wrap up?
Yeah, no, I think we all said enough. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
One thing I will add is that it's not a big sample size, but in my experience, it always goes better when I go experimental with mermaids. I had some pretty good games with
right.
only fire 1, then build all my TPs.
Right.
And get like 7 points over 1.
Yep.
Obviously, where there's bonus 10 in the game, the sheep VP.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I hear you. Awesome.
That's fun.
Thanks, George.
One last thing I just want to say before the game ends
is
I do think Logus played the best. My line was probably a bit too not good in economy, but at the same time I did, at taking Earth 1, state a lot of reasons why Earth 1 could probably still get an economy, but I think I got fed a lot from Witches, and also I think maybe Logus made a few mistakes not hurting my game. I think Darklings fed me a lot. I do think Logus played better and probably deserves the win.
I wouldn't. Logus gets a lot of. That's very generous. Logus gets tons of wins. I think you're totally just okay. Logus thought nomads were not good here, and that he thought dwarves were better. You disagreed and took nomads at a time when everyone at the table was saying that nomads were the 30 faction for some reason. Like, you called bullshit on that, excuse my French, took nomads, and then just crushed us. So I appreciate the generosity, but it's also totally fine to just, like, crush, like, strong players and just accept the win for yourself. I don't know. That's the last thing I'll say. But I appreciate the generosity towards Logus. Nonetheless, he did play an awesome game.
Lastly, my reason for taking nomads was because I thought they'd be fun.
Fair enough. Well, they were.
Well, you should... Yeah.
Okay, everyone. I think we'll wrap things up here. Appreciate you guys both coming on and doing this, and Logus as well. He had to leave a few minutes ago, but it was awesome to have him on as well. You guys are more than welcome to come back anytime. Of course. Sorry, go ahead.
This one was pretty long, but we did do quite a bit of post-game discussion, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, we did do some post-game for sure, which is definitely, we're just wrapping up at around 2.5 hours. So also thanks to everyone in chat for coming and chatting, supporting the stream and stuff. I really appreciate all your guys' thoughts here, especially in the post-game, just to break this down a little bit. I think that was very helpful. Last thing I'll just say is the last open table for this calendar year is going to be next weekend. I will post in the Discord the exact date and time. We're having G Warwick coming on. We have Smoo, and it's possible that Terra Steel is jumping in, but I think he's unconfirmed, so he may or may not be in. But certainly G Warwick and our other New Zealand friend Smoo is going to be popping by the stream next week. So stay tuned in the Discord for updates on that, and please do join that as well. So with that, I'll thanks everyone for coming on again, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.